Yo, good morning. This is the last week of school. Kind of not the last week of me giving these blogs. I probably will get in the car and sit for 10 minutes just to make these blogs, but because I still got stuff on my chest. Today I want to talk about black writers and the Magic Negro. We talk about the Magic Negro in white stories. Good examples of those. The Magic Negro is somebody who's a strong black character, usually a hero, with unexplainably good skills, not even skills, just magic. You know, like they're good for no reason or good for, without explanation, and it appears contrived. A lot of us think that it comes from poor writing or just short thought. I mean, you could put thought into the rest of the story, but when it comes to the black character, you know, boom. Now, many times it's a male, because when you do strong, super strong women, black women have been given this stereotype of, you know, incredibly strong anyway, so it doesn't always come off as a magic negrette, if there's a such thing, or a magic Negro when it comes to women. But when it comes to men, my God. And I wanted to talk about that, what that means for black writers, because you know, as much as I read the top books, I also read the top independent black sci-fi books, and I've been reading stories that have Magic Negroes in them. And there's another reason, I think, for Magic Negroes. But let me give you a couple of examples of what we talk about. We always mention Michael Clark Duncan in The Green Mile, where he plays John Coffey. And John Coffey and I'll spoil it for you, but he has the ability to suck sin and pain out of people. No reason, no explanation. It's not an African skill. It's not anything that he learned. He didn't even get hit by an asteroid, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even extraterrestrial. There is no, and not only is it no explanation, there isn't even a full inquiry on how the hell. They just, you know, are happy that he can do it and don't care why. He's the epitome of a Magic Negro because he don't even know how it happened to him. And they use him. That's another thing. They use him. He gets used up so much that he doesn't make it to the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get his accolades, and he ends up just like everybody else. So his Magic Negro-ness is his own curse, because it gets him locked up on the Green Mile, death row, and he gets used. It helps everybody else but himself, and he gets used. He does kill one person with his powers, thank God. But other than that, he goes to jail for trying to help somebody. So let me not go on about that. But there's other Magic Negroes. Many can argue that Mace Windu in Star Wars is a Magic Negro, and there's no way to argue that down until they let me write his origin story, and I'll get to that in terms of black writers in a minute. Also, even with characters like Luke Cage, even if there are explanations, sometimes it seems in contrast to the other heroes, until they found flaws for him, like getting through his eyeballs or giving him a breathable virus. He just seemed like incredibly strong. You know, they had to quantify his strength because they almost made him too strong. Impenetrable skin that seemed like too strong, and he felt like a Magic Negro. Now, I don't know why in the comic book he's got bracelets and a tiara. That makes no sense for somebody that's incredibly strong and bullet resistant. Why do you need bracelets? And same thing with a tiara. Now, unless his tiara is like Magneto's helmet or Juggernaut's helmet, and it blocks mental persuasion, then give it some type of, then I'm down with him wearing the tiara. Even though he looks so good with just his bald head, it makes more sense. But again, those are their Magic Negroes, okay? Not going into it. You know, Magic Negro, the opposite of a Magic Negro, and show you how problematic it is, and they are very successful, is Superman. If Superman was black, he would be a Magic Negro. He don't have no weaknesses. His weaknesses is his lack of intellectual strength. That's it. He gets outsmarted by Lex Luthor and out-eviled by the Joker, okay? And the Riddler confuses him, so he can't figure out what to do. If he was like in Watchmen and his mind grew like Dr. Manhattan with his powers, then he would fully be impregnable. But so that's the Magic Negro. Now, why do I say it's a problem for black writers, or it's a concern for black writers? Many times, like we said, with white writers, we think it's lazy writing. They just fail to write the background of Mace Windu. We know he's got one, but they don't care, you know, and maybe it's racism and they just feel, oh, let me throw this black person in there and the black person saves the day, you know. Ooh, I'm creative. Nobody will ever think of the black person saving the day. Oh, woo. You know, maybe that's their, you know, creative. I mean, I do the same thing, not with black people, but I think, oh, when I write a story, oh, you never saw that coming, readers. Oh, you know, and that's good because it gets me through the story. And maybe some people do fall for it, and it's not always like they did in Beverly Hills Cop. It's not always a banana in the tailpipe. So you just try something different to confuse your writers, or, you know, make them fully turn the page with surprise and suspense. But, you know, it's just like a black person dying first in a horror movie. If you keep doing the same thing, it's not a surprise anymore. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, still, it's 2018. Black people's like, all right, they all landed on the ship. The black person is actually the one in the red coat or the red suit, you know, in Star Trek. The ones that go down with Kirk and Bones and Spock, the crewmen, they all wear the red suit. Well, you know, in the horror movies, black skin was your red suit. Everybody be running. Next thing you know, Jason tripped the black guy or killed the black guy first. Or the alien get the black guy. Who knows, you know? Anyway, why is that a problem for black writers? Or why is that a concern for black writers? One, it can be lazy writing. If we're telling a story with a superhero or a hero that is has some powers or some skill, take the diligence to figure out how they got those skills. Give those skills some training. Give those skills some effort to achieve. Don't just have the magic leaf straight fall on them. I mean, even Luke Skywalker had an explanation, right? Even though it's a story about some lucky white kid, we realize it's not luck after all. He's the child and he didn't know it of Darth Vader. So we all can't be him, but yet he's not just like us either, you know? So you give him some explanation, some training. Not only that, there's enough in our history, there's enough in our reality that people are amazed at. They're just upsizing it. He trained, he did an Iron Fist. He trained for years in the Himalayas with the Buddhists. He fell into the jungle and he became Tarzan. Give him a daggone explanation. Even if he achieves it in heroic fashion, you know, beyond belief. He goes the extra 10 miles to get there. Give it to him. These characters deserve it because our people need it. Now, here's the other reason. The last reason, and I'm out of here, is that nobody can become a Magic Negro. You just are a Magic Negro. okay? And negrette or whoever it is, male, female, adult, or child, there's no way to become that. So for many of us, like myself, we write these books to inspire our young people, to give them guidance, you know, give even our guardian angels explanation as to how they became, give them some trials and tribulations that they went through. That makes it all the more valuable when they do have these skills, or when they do come to rescue us. We understand who they are. And, you know, if you are like me and you write black sci-fi and just sci-fi in general, or stories in general, you write to really inspire people. And it's hard to inspire somebody with a character they don't really understand. Sure, you know, we can write about Jesus and we can write about Superman all day. Oh, some hero, come save me. But if you want kids to grow up and believe they can be something great, then give them something to hold on to. You know, you work hard. You study, you know, like Iron Man, like Batman, you know what I'm saying? You work out, you know, these things are, boom, you know, even Captain America, he might not have given himself the super strength, but he certainly became a tactician in the military, you know, and that's what separates him from a lot of the other heroes. Is he is a smart, he's a captain. He's not Thor, you understand? So that's just my message. If you want to inspire kids like we all say we do, and young men, little boys, little girls, give your black hero a background. Give him an origin story. And that's really my message today. I'm not free of having to think of this all the time. Sometimes I'm always so curious in my stories that I give them just the background just because I'm curious. But your readers and our children deserve origin, and it doesn't take away from their mysticism. Hell, you can make the reveal at the end. Do you know why you're so strong? Do you know why you were able to do this? And then tell them. You understand? Peace.